It's Our Story. Mark Johnson, Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, I think it's about image. You know, what image do you want of yourself? I mean, you said you have muscular dystrophy. Do you want the image to be that you're going to die young? Maybe that's a reality. Do you want your image to be that you go to summer camp and that the people watching the telethon will make it possible for you to go there with your kind? Do they make it where, hey, you know, his health insurance doesn't cover this, but by God, if you write a big enough check, we'll get him a power chair. You know, I mean, what is, you know, the traditional telethon, and we don't have, Easter Seals doesn't have theirs anymore. United Cerebral Palsy almost doesn't do it anymore. It's one association that has thinks that going to the heart is more helpful than going to the head. And what I mean by that is, if I can play on your sympathy, really, if I can play on your lack of understanding of disability, because that's really what a telethon does, is it exploits the lack of understanding of disability. You know, if I can exploit that and make you feel sorry for A, B, C, or X, Y, and Z, or whatever people, then out of guilt, if nothing else, not out of justice or commitment to human rights, you know, then I'll get some money from you. You know? I always find it, and I remember asking one of the local telethon, people who participate in the local telethon, I said, hey, don't you find it fascinating this when 7-Eleven used to walk up there like with $1 million check, right? And I would go, wouldn't it be interesting one year if 7-Eleven said, and we hired 37 people with disabilities in 10 states last year, and we removed physical barriers to 102 of our stores, and they never report it like that. They came up for the photo op with the entertainer and the personality and the kid usually, because, you know, as an adult you're not as easy to exploit or as attractive, you know what I mean? So it's the kid stuff. So, you know, telethons, it's not just telethons, it's really the paternalistic, patronizing attitude anyway. I mean, that's really what Ed Roberts and folks like him said, is we don't need to be, we don't want to be treated that way, we're not going to be treated that way, and we want to help you understand what disability is about. And that learning curve is accelerating now, because in the old days, you know, they used to go around and say, well, 1 in 20 people had a disability. Now they're saying 1 in 5. So disability is really not going away. It's growing, and baby boomers are aging out, and we got technology now, and we got all this stuff. And so the fact is we're kind of like in an interesting place. Is there are people who still don't understand disability. And unfortunately, things like the MDA Telethon reinforce that lack of understanding. On the other hand, we have actually people like you going around saying, I'm going to learn and I'm going to tell the story through my eyes, through my, you know, my passion, and I want, versus Jerry doing it. I mean, you know, you'll learn a lot more when you meet folks who are much more involved in that particular telethon. I'm involved. To me, you know, it's hard to separate paternalism from the independent living movement, because if you're part of the independent living movement, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're confronting paternalism.
The It's Our Story project is a national effort to make disability history public and accessible. Visit us at www.itsourstory.org or on the It's Our Story project YouTube channel.